Welcome to this important video of Python lecture. In this lecture we are going to discuss an important type of sequential loops which is also called while loop. So while loop is an important type of loop in which we statements are executed for a specific number of times. A simple syntax of while expression is given on the right side as we can see here. In this case, a condition is checked which is also called expression. As soon as the condition becomes true, then a specific block of statement or a specific block of code is executed. So this will have a fixed number of time. One thing should be clear that first of all we initialize the variable before the start of while loop. Whenever we are going to use the while loop, we need to initialize the variable before the start of while loop. Then we will set a condition with the while loop, and also we will mention the increment value in that variable during the loop. For example, here the increment value is used, which is I plus equal to 1, which means I is equal to I plus 1 each time, and it will increase the value of this variable. So in this way it will work. Again, let me revise it. First of all, we will initialize the variable before while loop, which will have some value. Then we will declare the condition, and then we will mention the loop in such a way that it will have increment or decrement operator depending upon the condition of the while loop. So in this way while loop will work, and we can perform its calculation in an easier way. So first of all, here an example is given that let's suppose we are given a task to print a certain series of number from 1 to a certain limit, and that limit is, let's suppose, 5. So we are given a task to print the number from 1 to 5. So first of all we will initialize the variable. Let's suppose we initialize the variable I, which is equal to 1, and then we will mention the condition. That condition should be equal to 5, less than and equal to 5, and we will print the number each time, and then we will mention the increment operator for which the number should be increased each time. So let me perform this code in the help of Python software, which will manually calculate these values through the use of software. So first of all we will initialize the value of a variable. Let's suppose it is a, which is equal to 1. Then we will declare the condition that up to how much time this while loop should be executed. Then we will mention a specific statements. Let's suppose we are going to print the number each time in the loop, and then we will mention the increment operator as well. Let's suppose we are going to mention that a should be equal to a plus 1. So in this way it will print the number from 1 to 5. Okay, I'm going to run this program from the upper bar. As you can see here in the output section, we have a series of number from 1 to 5. So in this way the numbers are printed from 1 to a certain limit depending upon what we are going to print. So in this way the while loop works, and you will have been cleared about it. Okay, another type of loop, while loop, is called infinite while loop. Infinite means anything which does not stop or which has no limit. So infinite while loop is a specific type of loop which has no limit and which keeps on repeating. Usually it happens at that time when the increment or decrement operator, which is used to set the limit of loop, are missing. So any of these operator is missing, then any of these operators should be given. If any operator or both are these missing, then it will keep on repeating for an infinite time, and we will have to terminate the software. So in this way infinite while loop works, and we need to change it into a finite form so that it should be useful for us. So you can see here in this program, here the variable, we have initialized the value of variable, and condition is also given below. but in this case increment operator is not given, which will set the limit of while loop, and it will keep on printing 1 1 1 1 1 at the output. So this type of loop is called infinite while loop. So let me do it from a program so that it get clear to you. Before moving on to the program, let me do it another example here. For example, we are given a task to print even numbers at the output. Then how can we print this using while loop? First of all, if we are given a task to print first 5 even numbers, then first of all we will set the limit here to 10, and we will print here a, and we will use the increment operator in such a way that it will increase the value by 2. So in this way you can see here at the output that the numbers, first 5 even numbers, will printed by using while loop. This is an easier way to print the first 5 even numbers. However, there are so many other ways to perform this code as well. So let me give you here an example of infinite while loop. I am going to delete this increment operator, and I am going to print this and run this program. As you can see here, it will keep on printing and it will not be stopped until we need to manually stop this process, and therefore this is called infinite while loop, which keeps on repeating until we do not add any increment operator here. So I'm going to add the increment operator to avoid the overflow condition. So it will, I am going to run it again and to avoid this error, and therefore I will execute it, and you can see here as soon as we add the increment operator, then it becomes a finite while loop, which is useful for us because it has a certain limit of iterations and it does not keep on repeating for an infinite time. So in this way infinite while loop will work, and we can change here. So here is another program which we are going to print the numbers from 0 to a certain limit. Let's suppose that limit is called 9. So we will use the while loop, and we have already performed it. Thank you so much. That was all for this example and sequential loop type, which is while loop. Hopefully it would be clear to you. If you have any other question, then you can ask in comments. Otherwise, please leave your valuable feedback so that we can produce useful lectures for you in future as well. Thank you.